محتاجين نحترم بعض وندعم بعض لأنه إحنا واحد. إحنا كلنا بشر كسودانيين جنوبيين بنستحق عشان نعيش بالسلام، نستحمل بعض ونصالح خلافاتنا ونعيش بالسلام. ده رسالة تسامح والتعايش السلمي بيجيك من اي راديو هناك في جنوب السودان.
Welcome to the Sundown show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over. We engage in debates and discussions that unearth the stories behind the news. And we have our light moments too by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. We stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. The Sundown. For the news, views, opinion, debates and discussions. Listen to who is who talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on the Sundown, your eye on South Sudan.
Hello and welcome to the Sundown Show Now Radio with me, Madrama James. Today is Wednesday, the 13th of August 2025. This program comes to you Monday to Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. for a comprehensive look at the daily events, the latest information, in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and exciting surprises. To be part of the show, call us on 0911-22986-986 and for us a text message on 0913-986-986. If you can't access the radio, we are also on Facebook, X, YouTube, and more. You can also stream this broadcast live by logging to that our website at www.iradio.org. Today we begin the show with the pressing issue that has been at the center of public discussion since yesterday. That's a report about the possible deportation of Palestinians to South Sudan. In this regard, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has firmly denied claims that the government is in talks with Israel of the resettlement of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to the country. This comes after civil society activist Edmond Yakani raised a concern on Wednesday, citing an Associated Press report that quoted 6 sources familiar with the alleged discussion. In a statement this morning, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs described the claim as baseless and said they do not reflect the official position or policy of the government. The ministry also urged media outlets to verify information through official channels before publication. According to the Associated Press, AAP, the details and progress of any talks remain unclear, but if it is carried out, the plan would move people from a war-torn region to a country still recovering from its own conflict. Human rights organizations have already raised alarm. Yakani, the executive director of Community Empowerment for Progress organization, spoke to iRadio this morning.
My name is Edmond Yakani, Executive Director of SEPO. I'd like to take this opportunity to raise a serious concern to the attention of the government over this development between Juba and Tel Aviv, where that Palestinians are to be relocated to South Sudan for settlement, facing the challenges the Palestinians are facing in the Gaza Strip. As a South Sudanese activist, I'm demanding for transparency in these matters. There's no smoke without a fire, as an African proverb said. And if there is a smoke, the fire must be set in a transparent manner. We need to see transparency over these issues. As a country that merged out of fighting or confrontation with the matters of marginalization and oppression, we feel as South Sudanese that our land shouldn't be open up for any settlements without any transparent agreed upon arrangement between the government of South Sudan and whatever government, and the representatives of the citizen in the government, which is the parliament, have to approve that. This is a serious concern we're raising because we have seen already diplomatic engagement between Juba and Tel Aviv is going on, and we are aware that without transparency, such diplomatic engagement can be subject for any rumors that may float around and misinformation that may mislead the public opinion. Does it need to show transparency here? But as a civil society activist, as a human rights defender, in a moral ground, we should not accept the challenge that Palestinians are facing towards ownership of their land for us to accomplish that by accepting them to be settled in our land. We will be contributing and undermining the identity of Palestinians. So we need to stand with the Palestinians for them to have their state of Palestine, but we should not fight the Palestinians by opening our doors for them to be resettled. In other words, we're contributing legally in undermining the identity of Palestinians, which is more or less more like our identity when we demanded an independent state from the rest of Sudan, because morally we find our identity is being added, is being fought. So it's essential that we must make sure that we stand behind the concept of people standing, demanding, and winning their identity, because identity is humanity. If you don't have an identity, you lose your humanity. And that's why South Sudan today is a Republic of South Sudan, because we fought for our identity, because we fought oppression and marginalization as South Sudanese, and that's why the world today call us the Republic of South Sudan. We should not use the energy of our republic to undermine other people who are struggling for similar dividends or similar political gains like what we have gained from 2011 when we were declared as an independent state of South Sudan from the rest of Sudan. So we must respect Palestinians have their political rights of having an identity in the state of Palestine as we have demanded ours, and today we are standing with a flag in front of the rest. So that is the appeal I want to make. What we demand is transparency, transparency, transparency. Thank you very much.
That was Edmond Yakani speaking to iRadio. However, iRadio reached out to the chairperson of Parliament's Committee on Foreign Affairs, Joseph Mawal Dong, and he says lawmakers have not been briefed on the matter. Joseph says that the Parliament will seek an audience with the Minister of Foreign Affairs to explain alleged talks between the Israel and South Sudan. He says ministers often do not brief the Parliament on such issues, leaving lawmakers in the dark. Mawala says it is unaware of any arrangement between Juba and Tel Aviv regarding the alleged relocation of Palestinians to South Sudan. He stated that the committee will summon the minister to clarify not only the alleged talk with Israel but also other cases involving foreigners from third countries deported to South Sudan. He spoke exclusively to iRadio's Abashoku Shagawa this morning.
Okay, thank you for asking the question. I know it is also still remains unconfirmed report because we have no official statement. But generally speaking, the ministers here do not actually address the parliament with all these issues of this nature. And so the parliament is always behind. And basically we have decided also to call them to come and tell us more about what is going on with these foreigners coming to South Sudan, whether they are the Palestinians or they are those coming from America or other places. We are yet to hear from the minister. We will call him here, and I believe we will ask him all the necessary questions to explain all these allegations, whether they are true or not. I know that the minister had been to Israel for some 2 weeks ago or so. Whether it came out from that visit or this is just an allegation will be clearer. But I know there was already something going on between the Israelis and even with the Egyptians to find an alternative residence for the Palestinians in Gaza and all the other places. And there's always Sudan that has been the target. That was being done underneath. And now it has come to the surface. And in that case, if our people, the way we are behaving here in South Sudan, we are beginning to allow foreigners to come here. Therefore, it could have given the Israelis an appetite also to visit that area. I've seen there are people who are interested in bringing foreigners to their land. They could definitely approach South Sudan to tell them that can you take so and so from us.
It's not the first time that we are hearing such things. There was these American deportees who were brought last month and before here, and then the government could not come out clearly what kind of arrangement they have done. And then during one of the sitting, I had one of the MP raise the issue that they need to Minister of Foreign Affairs to be someone in Parliament to explain what arrangements the government is doing. As the chairman of the Committee for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, are you aware of any arrangements that happening between South Sudan government and the U.S. regarding the issue of deportees?
We are not aware of anything. If there is anything, we are only hearing from the media, or the social media, or from another foreign media. And in this case, we said we will be summoning the foreign minister to come and explain or to clarify some of these statements being made. But in one way or the another, most of them are almost appearing to be true, because some responsible people from American side and also from our embassies seem to be saying something about that. And in that case, we will have to wait to talk to our minister so that he tells us what is going on.
And when are we expecting the minister to be here? Because every time it's someone somewhere, we have not seen any step being taken.
That's it, okay.
Yeah.
You will also know, if you follow it up, you will know whether he has come or he has not come. And there are reasons why he's not coming also, you will know.
Does it mean your committee is not is not working, or is like toothless?
It doesn't mean that it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, that was Honorable Malwal talking to my colleague Obasho Kushagawa. Now, Malwal said the minister visited Israel about 2 weeks ago, but it's not clear whether that trip is connected to the current report. He also pointed out the past discussion between Israel and Egypt on relocating Palestinians, including Sudan as a possible destination. Up to here, dear listener, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we shall be seeking your thought on 0911022986 You can equally visit our Facebook page, iRadio, and drop in your comment right there.
You are right where you deserve to be. Your eye on South Sudan.
نعم مستمعين في كل محل مرحبا بكم. في زمن بتاسة بقول شنو سمعنا من وزارة خارجية بقول ما في هي علاقة ولا مناقشة بين جنوب السودان وإسرائيل عشان كيف بيجيبوا فلسطينيين في داخل جنوب السودان زين باسما في أخبار وكمان في محلات أننا في خلو فسؤال سي إتم تأكيد. What do you consider about the reports of reports of Palestinians possibly being relocated to South Sudan? Do you believe the government should provide more information to the public on this matter? Hal tederu ukuma iwodi malumata kifaya le khalamde waleta bimana shino bedhapa 09 wide wale 299 awul mukhalama radio.
Good evening, Madrama, Lino.
Good evening, Majong Sudan.
Yeah, thank you. Madrama, this topic is really very good, and we the citizens, we are shocked to hear such news, if it is right or not, if it is right information or not. We need the information to be clarified, especially by the visiting minister who went to Israel himself, to tell us the content of his visit, because also when the rumors speculate, there is a need to satisfy the citizens so that the citizens are not caught in the middle. Now, let me come to the issue of international relations or international law. International law regulates the state relations, and no international law except forceful transfer of any citizen, either in occupied place or in their own country. There is no any legal document that accepts that. And if someone did it, then it is violation and it is considered as a war crimes itself. Geneva Convention, the fourth Geneva Convention, Article 49, prohibit forceful transfer of any citizen from their own territory. So this is also a violation, and it is a war crime. Also, in regard to international law, although we are not member of the ICC, the International Criminal Court is also can be invoked through the UN General Assembly, UN Security Council resolution if such crime is committed, and it can be regarded as crimes against humanity. So all this, our ministry who is tasked to to handle issues of relations need to be careful in their actions of whatever they do. Our domestic laws also, no law talk about acceptance of transfer of any citizen from their own country. So this one is serious, and we have doubt. We have doubt on our government because there are events that happen and they become real. The first one is the one that the journalists asked before, the issue of U.S. deporting some citizens from other country to our country, and we have seen them. And also the issue of UPDF before, that the UPDF are present, are not present until it was proved. So the country, without people, there is nothing called country. So the people is the government, and the government should not handle issues alone without giving feedback or giving more clarification to the citizen. So this is my concern. If this thing happens, it must be done for the protection of the citizen. And if the citizens from that country are willing to come by themselves for their safety, just for relocation for some time and they go back, it is allowed. But if they don't want to go and they are forcefully transferred, South Sudan will be accomplished to the international crime that is committed by Israel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Majung Sudan, for sharing your thought with us. Radio, get back to us on 0911-022-986 and let me hear from this. Radio.
Hi, Radio. How are you, my dear brother?
Tamam, community advisor.
Is me community advisor from Jonglei State Board. Let me appreciate the topic and let me appreciate those who raised this momo today. Gaza is a country, and Gaza was sailed away by some few individuals, and they want to let all the people from Gaza to be reallocated to people to South Sudan. Do they accept to be the members of the South Sudan, or they are not accepted to be members of South Sudan? If not, we don't want Gaza people to come, or Palestinians to come to South Sudan. Palestinians were made there forever, and Bible stated very clear that Israelites move from their country or from their land to that land. We mean that Palestinians will be claiming later that this land of South Sudan were given to us by the people of the world, where we were just from there, and we have powers. We are not like people of South Sudan. We can tear away people of South Sudan, and we take this area. Now, the areas of the world, it is so big. Let them look for another place where they will be reallocated. If not, which government or who go and sign that memorandum of understanding for dumping area, people of the area of the South Sudan to be a dumping area whereby everybody comes and to be settled here? No, we don't want that. We, the people of South Sudan, we are in war, in full war. We have two challenges. We have war, which is economy and is facing us seriously, and we have a fiscal war, whereby parties fight together. Why you brought people who get away by their war to a place where there is conflict? We mean that you want to finish the Palestinians. So now, let the Palestinians remain in their area. If not, let them go to Arab world, because those are Arab, and let them go to Arab world. If not, let the government of South Sudan, who has signed that memorandum of understanding, go with them and to be reallocated to their place, and let us leave this area of South Sudan. And people of South Sudan, they don't want to accept Palestinians. if Palestinians come as a refugee, it will be okay. But they have not come as a refugee. They refuse and the wall, except to relocate the Palestinians. So we don't want Palestinians. We don't want Arab. Arab was the one make us be like this. And we want to bring Arab again to people of South Sudan. We don't want those. So we don't accept Arab to be in South Sudan again.
All right.
That is why we liberate this nation.
Thank you, community advisor. And now a quick point of correction. One, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has firmly denied claims that that the government is in talks with Israel over the resettlement of Palestinian from the Gaza Strip to the country. That's one thing you need to understand based on the press statement released. Then as a station also, we tried our best since morning to reach out to the concerned authority at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation for further clarification, but our calls went unanswered. So those are two things. At the moment, the government is saying there is no any other memorandum of understanding signed, no talks between that Israel and South Sudan of possible resettlement of that Palestinian to South Sudan. Hi, Radio.
مساء الخير أي راديو.
مساء النور.
أنا كشف POC.
مرحب.
أنا بايك في استوديو وتحياتي لكل الناس المستمعين برنامج بتاع ساندون.
شكرا.
بالنسبة للموضوع بتاع فلسطين وحكومة جنوب السودان أخي العزيز، والله ده قضية ذاتها يعني ناس سمعوا خبر صعب جدا جدا للجنوبيين. ما كان يعني حكومة نكر طبعا كان في زيارة من قبل يعني قاموا وزير الخارجية وتعاون دولة مشى لتل أبيب، وجاد المعمولون بالمسؤولين يعني في جلسات السرية دي ما فضل بعرفه، لكن لو ما الوسائل الإعلام العالمية ما في الجنوب كان بعرفوا الشيء الماشي. فأنا بشكر أحمد ياكاني أنا وصوت المجتمع المدني وبشكر كل الجنوبيين متفاعلين بالوضع. نتمنى إنه الجنوب السودان أصلا لدى شعب جنوب السودان، جنوب السودان ما في استقرار، ناس كلها مشردين، ناس كلها في كينيا، في يوغندا، في اثيوبيا، يعني ما في استقرار. انا ما دايرين مزيد ان نجيب ناس ثانيين يدخلوا في جنوب السودان. نمرة اثنين في اعتراف دولي، اصلا قضيه فلسطينيه وقضيه فلسطينيه اصلا. انا كان جنوبيين انا 21 سنه قاعدين في الغابه قاعدين في جنوب السودان. فلسطين قاعدين في الاراضي بتاعهم. كويس؟ حتى الان في تحرك دولي لاحترام فلسطين. ويسمع حكومتنا يتحرك يمشي يتم مع نتنياهو عشان يجيب فلسطين لجنوب السودان. هنا بكون ذاته نحن ذاته يعني بقينا سبب وليه ذات نقعد في 20 سنه في غابه وكان فرج في وطن ثاني. اذا كان فلسطين كان فرج في وطن بتاعهم، فالحريه لكل زول في وطن بتاعه. نحن ما بنقبل تجيبوا فلسطين من الشرق الاوسط لافريقيا ولا جنوب السودان، الكلام ده ما صح. نجيب وقف واحد.
نعم قدم.
ايوه نحن نجيب وقف واحد انه نعترف ذاته بدوله فلسطينيه، بدل نحن نجيب ناس يعتلوا اراضي بتاعهم يطردوهم ده اسرائيليين ويشيلون برا يجيبوهم لجنوب السودان. الكلام ده ما بتجي. نحن نعترف ذاته ان شاء الله بدوله فلسطينيه بكل الحريه بتاعهم، بكل السلام بتاعهم، بكل عادات وتقاليدهم. كويس؟ ما مشكله مع فلسطين. نحن جنوبيين، نحن فينا والله كفايه والله، ما دام تعبانين ما عندنا استقرار. كويس؟ عليه يغني شالوا الحدود بتاعنا، ما عارف دخولهم في كذا بقول ذا في اتفاق سري ذا مع الحكومه. ما بقدر اعرف كلام ده. كويس؟ فنتمنى انه اذا كانوا في النفي، لكن اصلا ده النفي ووصل موجود. لا انا وسائل الاعلام العالميه ما بيجيب كلام ساكت.
شكرا جزيلا اخونا كشوك من POC. نعم، حكومة بقول ما في اتفاقية بين اسرائيل وجنوب السودان عشان كيف يجيبوا فلسطين في داخل جنوب السودان. ونمرة 2 اتاق جنوبي طبعا إدمون بارو قال ما في نار ما في دخان مدون نار. فبالضبط بمعنى شنو في محل الحكومة عشان كده نعملوا لمواطنين. أول رسالة بتاعك في 09 وايد ولا 22986 keep those messages coming and we have a couple of them shortly. I will go through those messages. Hi Radio. Radio. Radio.
Hello, Madrama, Misal Ger.
Mesaha Nur.
Emmanuel Dare من قطر.
مرحبا إيمانويل.
أنا بديت أتلا فأنا كل اتصلوا والله Madrama حاجات بيعملوا في جنوب السودان حاجات بيعملوا تيت يا ربنا قاعد ظاهر.
ليش نعملوا تيت؟
ما هو ذاك ظاهر لما تكرروا ما جابوا كلام بتاعنا بفلسطين ده. ها؟ ده حاجات ما كويس. عرضت أنا بالتقلب بيشيلوا بيعملوا فوق حاجات وشعب ما قاعد يلقى حاجة وراح ما في بلد تعبان وناس تعبانين ذات حاجات بيعملوا في الدول تاني ربنا قاعد يدور حاجات عيوب بتاعنا الناس قاعدين يعملوا الناس المسؤولين بتاعنا بتاع الدولة البلد هسه الناس تعبانين جنوب كلها انتهى جنوب فيه شنو هسه ذات ها والله انا قاعد نسمع حاجات زي ما كويس الناس مش عارف في غابه للجنوب مش نعمل شنو هسه نجي ندمر الجنوب بتاعنا ده شتته بس استقرار ما في ناس ما نايمين مرتاحين قتل يوم يموت بس تسمع زول موت ضربوا ده دي حياه شنو ده وكمان قاعد يجيب لنا فلسطينيين ده عندنا شنو فلسطينيين يا قاعد يطلع ديننا زمان مع عرب في السودان بس نصيبه ده ناس منو قاعدين يعملوا في خرطوم ما نزل فلسطينيين مجرمين ده كلام عجيب يا كلام عجيب مره واحد والله شكرا والله الناس زعلانين مع جد يا اخي شكرا له
شكرا جزيلا وإتبمانا بالضبط how best can such misinformation or rumors be addressed according to you. And now let me pick one more call and then I cross over to that's our Facebook page and I have to give it back onto you. Radio. Radio. Radio.
الو
ايوه
ما دبلوك في وقت دار غزال
مرحبا
انا بشكر رب الخلق الارض والسماوات الذي نزل ابنه يسوع المسيح وانتصرت على الشيطان وانتصرت على الموت امين انه في وقت الحاضر اننا بنشكر ربنا شديد لانه كشف لنا شيء عجيب جدا 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 انت انا بشكرك في الاذاعه لانه انت رجل مخلص ودائما انت بتجيب لنا حاجات مفيده. انا بقول لك في تليفون كانوا انضربت قبل كده قال في شيء عجيب وصلت في كجكجي حتى الان اننا ما حريتنا الموضوع بتاع كجكجي. اثنين الصلوات أنا بطلب من كل قبائل شرقا وغربا وجنوبا والوسط يسلي شديد من أجل الوسط.
معلش ما مشكلة أنا ما أعرف شبكة ولا أرسل لكني سيتبيقدر يرجع تاني now via our Facebook page. We have Elia Joseph is saying thank you for bringing up this issue. We have Jamie's Guts is saying that's great. Bona Ali, that's great. We have Victor Long that after the resettlement of Palestinians in South Sudan, those called Hamas will have their military base across the country. That's his fear. And now we have Cholguar Madid. He's saying I should give him the studio number. Our studio number is 091122 986 986. Jock Ateng Jock, thank you for participating. We have Iramo Rita from Eastern Equatoria State. He's saying we can't be mending to help other people when our own people are suffering helplessly in the camps and in the country as well. South Sudan should be more careful in their future decision making. Thank you. Ustaz James is saying our able minister went for that bilateral engagement in Israel, and of course it's a presentation of interest, so any interest of Israel can be presented on the table. Now the question is whether our government have accepted or not. Require now the minister to answer some of those questions. I believe our meeting can't do that unless through other forces. Thank you for reaching out to us. Keep those messages coming right here. Now, the government, or specifically the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, has firmly denied claims that they are in talks with Israel over the resettlement of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to the country. We equally tried our best to reach out to the ministry, but our calls went unanswered. Now, the question to you as a citizen, what's your take and how best can such information be treated? Because this is not the first time, like some of you have said, you cited some examples like situation of that the UPDF, those who were also the 8 individual deported from the U.S., at the end of the day, it turned out also to be true. So how best can such issues be addressed in the country? 0911-229-8696. iRadio. iRadio?
Hello.
Ayua.
Hello. Madrama.
Ayua.
Misal Khair.
Misal Nur Muno wa tasal min wen?
Wallahi aku Francis Biar min Madina Bor.
Ya salam, fatara tawil wa marhab.
Fatara tawil Madrama. Shukran jazilan na Allah yatika lafiya. Tali chuba Madrama. Anu barnami jamil. وبرنامج ده والله يا أخي أنا بالنسبة لي أنا ممكن نقول يا أخي كلام ده شلا لو بقيت كلام كذب شلا لو بقي رموز لانو دما رموز في مالو طلع كلام ده فيه طبعا دكان مدون نار ما فيش ونار مدون دكان ما فيش لانو حاجة ده في ممكن في مالو كبر نفسه كلام ده لكن ممكن نقول كده لانه على الرؤساء بتاعنا ولا مسؤولين بتاعنا بتاع الدوله اللي ما يفكر شكل حاجات زي ده يا اخوانا منو ما بعرف دخولار في جنوب في السودان يا بقول دخول عرب في السودان او دخول عرب في افريقيا عرب بيجي كيف عرب بيجي بطريقه غير مباشره بيجي بطريقه يعني طريقه سهله كده وبعد شوية ياو جايز هادو بكانغا يصير غفناس يا بجيب هيدك لناس زي ما الجنوبيين طلع فيه ده 20 سنة وكمان فيه باكين سنين ناق من نيانيوان زادو بنجيب يعني شكل بتاع جنوب السودان مع عرب ديل ده almost اللي 50 سنين يلا أنونا ده نزيدو تاني وبلد بتاعنا لسه ما حكت استقرار الناس لسه قاعد بيقتلوا بعض هسه زي ده وبعدين في أجانب زادوا الخارج الدول التانيين زادوا بيجي بعجبنا زي بتاع ده كجيجي القبيلة الناس كلم فيه ده ويلا نونا دايرين نجيب فلسطين منو ما بعرفوا يوم داك ديل ومن ياو مع ناس عرب ديل ناس خرطوم ديل
بالضبط
ديل فلسطينيين ديل
بالضبط بمعنى شنو بيار كلوكم معمول شنو
يلا كلامنا ده نقوله كده يا مندراجمس كلا حكومة بتاعنا يا ما فكروا شكل حاجات ده لانه نازل ما ممكن يجيبوه في دولة بتاعنا جنوب السودان ده لو إذا الرأي تنونا سيدنا بتاع جنوب السودان والله يا أخي ده ياو كلام بتاعنا عشان ناس عرب ديل ما يدخلين وناس بتاعنا ما يدخل السياسيين ما بيجيب لنا صفادة زادو الناس بتاعنا يكون يعني participate بحاجات الكويس البقدم جنوب السودان لقدام عندما حاجات برجع جنوب السودان ورا برجع جنوب السودان في صفر ما دايرينه كلام ده فأنا بتمنى أن نور المسؤولين بتاعنا ده يفكر حاجات الكويس
شكرا
في ثاني كمان يعني في حاجة داير يعملوا زادوا في دولة كلي يا أخوانا السيتيزن ديل ده لو في منتظرات بتومن القاعد بعملوا كلي يكبر ولا سيتيزن زادوا يجيبوه في ترابيزة كلام ده سا ولا لا
نعم
عشان سيتيزن زادوا يقدر نعرفه
شكرا
قانون ما في مسؤول مدون السيتيزن وما في سيتيزن مدون مسؤول زادوا أنونا مشاركين كلنا وسيتيزن زادوا عنده حق في الدولة دما رئيس ودما وزير ودما منوي أو عنده حق سيتيزن زادوا ياو عنده حق citizen gal la manatu kalam de ma betaman shukran jibilan man drajin
shukran Francis Abier min Medina Abor. Once again, a text coming in from Dudut is writing in from that Eden Juba here that despite report emerged that Israel was discussing plans with South Sudan to forcibly resettle Palestinians from Gaza, South Sudan's government strongly denied these talks, calling them false. However, multiple independent sources confirmed the discussion happened, including that's a plan for Israeli-funded TACAM. This proposal was widely condemned as a violation of international law and an act of amounting to an act of forced transfer, potential amounting to ethnic cleansing. Prominent human rights group Palestinians, Egyptians, and the UNO rejected the idea. Beyond being illegal and immoral, the plan was deeply irresponsible and dangerous. South Sudan itself is engulfed in crisis, facing famine, civil unrest, and extreme poverty after a devastating war. Transferring traumatized Palestinians from one conflict zone to another would worsen their suffering. Additionally, Dudi is saying placing Palestinians into South Sudan volatile ethnic and religious tension could put them at a direct risk of violence. The plan exploited both a vulnerable Palestinian and South Sudan fragile state. Keep those messages coming right here. Hi Radio. Hi Radio. We have a text from that James Abba is saying the move, if it is true indeed, it will lead us to another liberation of South Sudan within the nearest future. So his advice is people should not really play with fire. Hi Radio.
Madrama.
Yes, Joseph min Medina Lobonok. Amabatal.
Ana mkiri maskulu albas maarabe unakula lider tarik muru topic salela. Hello, ma batal taban de maluma beraya. Lakana vizuri ya madamaji yenu anakoma umon kwesin lakini deze de haja kala geraya min nakoma tandoita. Kedema ni de haja al naga bin mangini o biga berkula mono biga background jara jama deni belede yomdas amna zadi melam arab da de yaw jamul yomdan ngir la kad yaw mun jamulo yaw na seri pan na madari siasa tan al bilen na de bufa duwa de dom ta anyawan ta Esele tal kalau bende entah kalau amna beja barawan na derin gitu dan dore sama ini mun yani mun mana sabu kanal yani mun mana wal aslan digin di nas mun de nan la so itinde kan hanna hewanat de babi sidi de
nam
apa na kanna nas andal jadi si dewe mun afari galla ken mun dewe san mun be abi san nala so inde kan nani mun bi mun na galan na hawana
bara min shataim de kulu ya Joseph tabana beda fi mahaluma de ya mulu ukuma ya mul shino tabana ukuma bugol ma fi ya qutazede lekin tabiyel ga fi akbar fi mahalatanin fi dukan tatifagia de gad bugum beta bumana shino min ukuma bezat wazara kharijia
wala taban afanjel ille kan patna tazol karabu akil so ma pata biya bilin muskila wala ma fi nar bilin do kan so ma fi do kan bilin nar so ana bijul kan de hayal bramul nafsi amma ye jinubinu jiana de naze kan ja bijo diwen inga nasu na verifiye mun tamaja bijo naze kan ja bijo shi da mal awwa akoma ita kondu nazi dibini nazi mahal mon ko wode mo na kenna dan mon ko chaos na idere tomon mon der ko chaos en ma idere anna ma nasal mader na ner nasal bija o ma bija genini asan bija jaji mushkila del dol dibani ma setol wana belin na setol bele betara ambi biwa sande ki rageta guru so ambi ko guru daga ne nijinde ambi jegeni fiya tete ambi jegeni fiya to mahal be pata anna mader
ما في مشكلة. شكرا جزيلا وسط مشاركة أخونا جوزيف ناسما من دبارو اي radio. Now, if in case you have just joined us, you are listening to the Sundown Show on iRadio with me, Madrama Jamison. We are talking about a pressing issue that has been at the center of public discussion since yesterday. And it's all about the possible resettlement of Palestinians from Gaza to South Sudan. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, they have strongly and firmly denied those claims that the government is in talks with Israel over the resettlement of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to the country. Now, moving forward as a country, we are asking you how best such scenarios should be treated. And at the same time, we have also tried our best to reach out to the Foreign Affairs Ministry, but our call went unanswered. But as a station, we shall keep you updated on the matter. Shortly, iRadio will bring, of course, a statement from Foreign Minister of that's Israel, who is on one-day visit to that's Juba today, not even tomorrow, inshallah. You Ya salam, كيف علمون غابا؟
تمام
طب قول شنو يا لوكا سبت؟
والله أنا بقول لو كان ناس ده كان قاعد مع كلام على معتدين في قرية صوبة ناس ده دلبر قاعد مع كلامات على كام سنين بدأين في الفيد كان يرسل لهذا هذا بفاس اللي جماعة
ده ناس منو؟
كانوا معتدين كانوا كويس
ده ناس منو؟
هم اللي جه فيك لكن ما بعرفوا زول اللي بيجيب له من كلام زول اللي بيجيب له من كلام يكون في جنود عشان جنود بيكونوا كويس في هذا في دولة الجنود لكن فيك ما في هم ما بعرف كلام ده كل ناس كبار ما بعرف في حاجة
ده ناس يأتي بدبر ما بعرف كلام ده لوكا سبي
أيوة هذا كلام وين هذا ناس ده كده لا من جالس يسمون بقدر بعرف ناس ده جايين لجروس ناس جايين للبنات ناس ده ما جايين عشان طلعوا ناس أول ساعة والزول ساكلتا بريجا بجاس البلد هاي بالنظام الجبران كان كرتوم ده سينو كيف بيكون سين كرتوم ده لما سيمونو كلام بناي بس كلام ده كويس كلام كده جيبوا من دكتور تاني بيجي داخل له أنا ده أنا كده ما من دكتور هنا لا دخل لا دخل بلد كل لا دي سيل ساوث دان كل لا دخل في كونغو في تاني دارو كمان كفاده اكل في كونغو مساكل جوتو من في كونغو انا تاني كمان كده يا وما يجي فكر كلام ده
ما مشكلة يا لوكا سبي دما ذات مندكور كله لكن تبيلقى ده معلومة البيئة لو وزارة خارجية بقول ما في حاجة زي ما في اتفاقية لكن إتاقا جنوب إتا بمعنى شنو هو لمستقبل بعدين
بمعنى أنا ما ديرو ولا فلسطين ولا إسرائيل أنا ما دارو كلا يوغندا أنا ما دارو يوغندا كده أرجع في يوغندا زمان كنا في الفصل ده كان معلومة ما عملوا كلام ده في زمان ده أنا في مع حاصلة أصلا تجيب من دكور ولا تجيب من دكور ما تاجي زي ما تاجي زي ساوث السودان ده كل ساوث السودان ما تنتظر ده كده من وين ده كل من دار واي ده أجعل السكة كانوا من قصة السكة كانوا من السكة ده بيديرها اللي مسؤول رابنا أنا ما أعرفه أكون متابعني ما عنده إلا كمرابنا لو كان أكون ما كان عنده إلا كمرابنا والله كان سلام لك مني إنت ما فدا كان داخل لكن كلوا من كتو نبغى نسمع كده بيراك كلوا نسكر في كلام كلوا من نسكر فوق ده
يلا ده منو وريلة بدأ كوما بيتنا ما عنده إلا كبرابنا
لا أنا لك عارف في ناس بدأ كورة مين 200 في حاجة تاني في كنيسة ما قاعد عملوا في عسكرية في عسكرية ما قاعد عملوا في كنيسة ما في ولا في
شكرا جزيلا. شكرا لوكا سبيت. نعم ده أخونا لوكا سبيت من لمنغابة هنا في جوبا. بدأت بقول شنو وزارة الخارجية بقول ما في اتفاقية بين إسرائيل وجوبا، اوكي، عشان كيف فلسطينيين بيجيبوا منين، لكن تبي يلقى معلومات القاعد بتاعها قال إنه في عدد بتاع فلسطينيين كميا كده بيجيبوا في جوبا. بالضبط بمعنى وخما يعملوا شنو عشان وحيد مواطنين بتوع هاي راديو.
Madrama Jam.
Yes, Lul.
Good evening.
Good evening. How is Madingbor?
Madingbor is wonderful.
What's
How
your,
is Juba?
Juba is fine. How is what's your take on our topic of discussion?
I can see the studio has been besieged with a lot of calls by hungry listeners. Madrama Jam, I read this on the news in the morning. I dismissed it as a fact because I can only rely on what is reported by iRadio or BBC World Service, because these radio stations are known for giving people accurate and fair information. So I dismiss it as a misinformation, but now it needs to be indeed come out to be true. But nevertheless, Madrama Jam, we journalism play a very vital role in any democratic society. Without journalists, and we may not know what is happening in the country. For example, I may not know what is happening there in Juba. That is why it is important for journalists to be treated fairly, not to be dismissed, because it is nature of journalism to tell the truth. So, coming to this, Madrama Jam, this is unacceptable. Every South Sudanese should not accept this. And even our government, it would be foolishness to accept this.
All right.
Because,
yes. Lul, I'm afraid I have to cut you short. There's just a information that dropped in about the deputy foreign affairs minister who visited Juba this morning, and we have to, of course, get this clarity from him as well.
So first of all, I'm so proud to come here to Sudan to strengthen the friendship and the bonds between both of our people and our communities and our government. This is a historical visit. I mean, we've got a long history of friendship and support, but it goes way back throughout history, even to the biblical time as well. And I'm really delighted to be in this historical visit of the first member of government to have this official visit. We had many issues on our agenda, starting from safety and security. Obviously, many challenges that both of our countries are facing. There were discussions in regards to international law as well, and how to cooperate on that level as well. Israel have a special course opening, and we've invited a representative from the foreign ministry to come and participate in it. There were discussion. Obviously, we've signed an important agreement, an MOU between Israel and South Sudan. This MOU opened official channels for an official dialogue that goes through those channels so that we can expand our cooperation in many fields that the Foreign Minister Kumba suggested, even like healthcare, energy, agriculture, security, and many more. I've had a very beautiful, warm, and productive meeting with His Excellency the President as well. It was in a very good meeting and a very warm one. It was a pleasure to meet him. and we've discussed our friendship, and I thank him and the government for the love and the support we've received. But also, this interview gives me an opportunity to also thank the Southern Sudanese people. I know that many of your citizens have been praying for our country and for our people, and we really appreciate that. We truly love the South Sudanese people. We know that it's been a very difficult time, somewhat in your country as well. We have extended also a humanitarian package of food and medical supplies to come here to your country to be distributed and given to civilians who are in need as well. And, we look forward for the continuation of our friendship and our solidarity.
Yes, and also, Ambassador, are there any discussion regarding this news coming about the relocation or the resettlement of Palestinians to South Sudan? And if so, what is the scope and intention of these talks?
So this wasn't on our agenda. There wasn't a conversation between our ministry about that. We've been receiving the love and the support of your government in many forms and in many ways, but this did not come up in our conversations.
But according to the Israeli Times media, there is a report that Israel is intended to send some Palestinians to South Sudan. Can you confirm to us this?
Look, no, unfortunately I can't. There is a plan in Israel, and there has been attempts to see whether Palestinians from Gaza would want to be resettled or immigrate to other places. But there hasn't been an official or conversation with the South Sudanese government.
And how does Israel view South Sudan as a potential partner in regional humanitarian and migration issues?
Well, look, I think that both of our people have experienced great challenges in recent years. The war in Sudan has created a lot of stress and difficulties, a lot of immigration, a lot of refugees who are coming as well. And I think that in that sense, we feel you and we affiliate with that, and, we want to help. In regards to the situation of what had happened in Israel, especially during the 7th of October, where our families, family members who were burned alive, executed, little girls who were raped by Hamas, the Palestinian terrorist organization. And this is one of the greatest tragedies that we've experienced since the Second World War, the biggest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. And this is radical jihadists, a terrorist organization who declares war against my country, against my people. And we've had to step up to defend our children, to defend our communities. It's been very challenging, but the experience, whether it was through military experience, humanitarian, legal, aspects, gave us a lot of capability and have, proven what Israel is capable of doing. And I think that, as an Israeli, if you want to be a realistic in Israel,
and lastly, Ambassador, how does Israel plan to coordinate with the South Sudanese authorities and communities regarding any potential movement of people?
Having good friends that can support and work with us is very important, and we've been very grateful, for the Minister of Foreign Affairs and for the President for the solidarity and the support that we've been receiving. So we, first of all, we feel and we send our heartfelt, sorrow and pain, and we truly feel the struggle of the people. We have tried to, and this is in a latest process, but we are trying to facilitate a package of up to 1 million shekels of food supplies and medical supplies to reach the civilian population who is in need, is in that struggle, so that we can send it through one of the Israeli aid organizations. I've just visited one of the ICU centers that we've donated to South Sudan, which was incredible. One of a very great and professional ICU center that treats many people. And there's many more projects that we're now thinking about and hoping to continue and collaborate on.
Well, Deputy Foreign Minister Shireen Ashkal, who holds a series of meetings today in Juba, marking the first official to visit the country, she shed light on the claims on that resettlement of Palestinian. She denied any talks on Palestinian to that South Sudan. She talked to my colleague Obasho Kushagawa. With that, dear listener, we have come to the end of our conversation, and I've been your host, Madrama James.